Greetings and salutations to all of you lovely, fluffy, non-fluffy, and beautiful equally individuals. I'm going to come right out and say it. I have no notes for this podcast, so I'm just going to wing it. We'll see how long this goes before I stop talking. So it has been quite a couple weeks. I realized that I did not upload a podcast last week, so my apologies. Take a hold on, I need a sip. Sipping ASMR, be like. Anyway, before I get on with the non-notes podcast, I want to say Happy St. Paddy's Day to all of you out there. Let us celebrate not being Irish. No, I'm kidding. I actually am Irish, so it is quite a nice day for me. One of the things that I've been doing in my pastime is I've been reading the the tales, not tales, but the the passage of St. Patrick, like the actual St. Patrick, and how he brought Christianity to a lot of Ireland and a lot of like other nations around, which is a pretty cool story. Even if you're not particularly a subscriber to religion or anything like that, it's still a very, very interesting read. It's a very short read. It's only like 100 some pages. It's like a little paperback book, but it's got his original words and some of the things that he said and like how he helped free a lot of like emancipated people. What do I say? Emancipation is freedom. How he emancipated a lot of people. My mistake. I'm sorry for flubbing that line entirely. But yeah, he helped emancipate a lot of captives in the nations surrounding Ireland, and just how he spread a lot of love around the nations, and kind of his legacy as a saint before he was even sainted. So, dude had quite a life. Like he was captured from his home, and he worked as a servant for many years of his childhood and into his young adult life before he became the individual that we know him as today. So that's why we celebrate. We celebrate a man who was himself a servant against his will, and who emancipated himself by fleeing, and who brought a lot of peace and emancipation to the people of Ireland and therein. So that's a really interesting read. So as we celebrate him tomorrow, let's celebrate what we have as well. You know, it's a time for fellowship. It's a time for love and friendship and being together and just celebrating being in the moment, because there are a lot of Irish things like quotes out there that talk about living in the moment. As a matter of fact, I'm going to look some of these up. Let's say Irish quotes about friendship. You may have heard, "May the road rise to meet you, a smile always greets you. May the hand of a friend always be near you. A good friend is like a four-leaf clover, hard to find but lucky to have." And Irish Blessings says, let's see here. May your day be touched with a bit of Irish luck, brightened by a song in your heart, and warmed by smiles around you of the people that you love. And among that is, may love and laughter light your days and warm your heart and home. May good and faithful friends be yours wherever you may roam. There are good ships and there are wood ships, ships that sail the sea, but the best ships are friendships. May they always be. May the hinges of your friendship never grow rusty. As you share your hearts with one another, may they always be loyal and true, and friendship be between you and all that you do. So, just a few blessings for you all. I hope you take those to heart, and I hope that they are something that you can think about tomorrow and going on throughout your days. So happy St. Patty's Day, St. Patrick's Day to all of you. Hope it's a wonderful day, and I hope you get to celebrate with your family, with your friends, and enjoy this time that we have together in fellowship and togetherness and seizing the moment as it is. So, that being said, I will get into what's been going on these past, let's say, week and a half or so. Last weekend, I had a friend over, and we hung out and had a good time together. They've been going through some things, so I was able to help them out and, kind of be there as a friend and be good company for them. We went to Sunday services together. They were a little skeptical about them at first, but we ended up having a great time and being together in that moment. So I'm glad that they came over. This past week was not terrible. It was actually quite good. There were a couple things that happened, one of which was my brother came up to visit from North Carolina, so I got to see him and hang out with him and the family. So that was really nice to see him. We went and listened to my uncle's band, which was a lot of fun. He's in a cover rock band, and they played everything from Toto to Queen to ELO. It was a really good time, and I'm glad that we got to enjoy that time together with my uncle and his band. So my aunt was there, and everybody was decked out in green for St. Patty's Day, so it was quite a nice time. I'm really glad that we had that opportunity, and I'm glad that my brother had the opportunity to come up. He and I hung out. We went and we had some cigars and some drinks together, as we normally would. And it was just good to catch up with him. It's been a while since I've been able to hang out with my brother one-on-one. I barely see him anymore since he lives in another state. And I'm really glad that he took the time to travel up here and see us. And yeah, I miss him a lot. I really did miss him. And I'm glad we got to hang out. And yeah, he's doing very well. Him and his wife are doing wonderfully together. So I'm really happy for them that they have planted themselves in this new life that they have moved to in their careers and in their paths. And it's always a pleasure to have him home whenever he's here. So love you, bro. I'm glad you were here. And even though we don't get to see each other very often, it's always a treat to get to see you, and if you ever hear this, which I doubt you will, but if you ever see this, I want you to know that I love you. And it's these times that we celebrate together that I will never forget. So in addition to that, we got to see my grandfather, who actually turned 96 years old yesterday. Yesterday was his 96th birthday. So we took a cake over to him, and he was very chatty and talkative. He lives on his own, and I know I've talked about him before, but he lives on his own. He takes care of himself. He's self-sufficient. He barely has any health problems, and still sharper than ever. That man can sit you down and tell you stories upon stories about his past and his life, and everything that he's been through. I could sit there and listen for hours as he just talks about his life, and I'm just glad that we got to see him on his 96th birthday. So, to shout out to Grandpa, I'm glad that you're doing well. I'm glad that you're still here. We're very blessed to have you. And, these 96 years that we've had you, it's truly a blessing to still continue to have you in this time together. So also getting to see my parents was great, and getting to by the way, speaking of my parents, they are about to celebrate their 35th wedding anniversary. That's coming up in a couple weeks. 35 years, which is definitely nothing to sneeze at. It's a huge accomplishment, and I feel very grateful to have had and still have amazing parents that have raised me and taught me everything I know. And for them to celebrate 35 whole years of being together, it's so beautiful just to watch them and have them set a great example of what a true long lasting relationship looks like. So, again, feeling very blessed to have them and to have them still be here and still be together and live out their lives as great examples. So, love you, Mom and Dad. Happy anniversary. I'll be celebrating with you soon, and we'll have a good time together. So yeah. Other than that, yeah, I've been working on stuff and doing some projects. I've been streaming and whatnot, and the usual. I will say that one of the things that we got to do tonight actually was a very, very lovely thing. We got to do a movie night in the Discord server, which I will pop a link in the description if any of y'all would like to join the Discord server. It's called the Cuddle Den. We enjoyed some fellowship together in being able to watch a movie. A good amount of people showed up, and we got to chat before and afterwards, and we watched Paddington. That was a beautiful, beautiful time together that we got to bond over a simple little movie about a bear who gets adopted. And yeah, it is you can call it a furry movie if you want to, but it was a lovely little film. I had never seen the live action Paddington, and I'm glad that I got to with other individuals tonight. So, shout out to all of them who showed up and who got to enjoy this time with us together. So, glad you all came out, and we'll be doing it again very soon. So, it's really nice to be able to interact with them in Discord. Even if it is through voice, it's okay. We were there together to enjoy a film together. So, that was a huge success, and I'm just glad that it worked out the way it did. So, looking forward to the next one. Let's see. No notes. I should have written notes for this, but I did not. One of the things that's coming up here real soon is Motor City FurCon, and I've talked about this before, but in about 2 weeks I'll be in Michigan for MCFC. It's going to be a great time. I'm really looking forward to it. Going to enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to seeing all my friends again. Very soon. So that's coming up, and then officially starts the con season in full swing. After that, 2 weeks after that is going to be, let's see, I think that's, let me look at my calendar here just to be sure I got the details correct. Let's see here. After MCFC, it's going to be TFF in April. That'll be the second week in April, and then the week following that is going to be Anthro, Ohio. So 2 cons back to back. Oh boy, that's going to be something. That's really going to be something. But yeah, it's going to be a it's going to be a bit chaotic, but I've done it before, so I can do it again. I'm really looking forward to it. Let's see. Oh, I also got to hang out with some old friends of mine today. We went and we got some Mexican, and we got some ice cream afterwards. Now, some of these friends are I've known for a long time in the furry fandom. Like we go back like 10 plus years, some of them, and like just the fact that we got to sit and enjoy a meal together and enjoy some beautiful custard together, it really meant a lot. And just swapping stories and funny comedy bits, which we talked a lot about comedy today, and just being able to goof around with them and just spend time together. It really was what I needed today. So I'm really thankful that we got to spend that together and do what we do best, and that is just being there for each other. So I have to say I'm very grateful for that happening today. So shout out to all of them. Thank you all for being such good friends over the years, and I could not ask for better ones. So you all are lovely, and I hope that everything in your life works out the way that it should, and I wish nothing but the best for all of you, and I will be seeing you again real soon. So So that's pretty much the extent of the past couple weekends that's been going on. I do want to mention that I streamed for about 5 hours on Friday. We played Limbo, which is an old school title from like 2012 or something like that, and it took me 5 whole hours to complete that game. I did like a one-off, and oh my gosh, it was grueling. I was struggling quite a bit playing that game, and we got it done. We did our best, but yeah, the fact that you all were there, some of you were there to enjoy the chaos for 5 whole hours. I'm glad that you were there, and I'm glad that we got to. I'm glad that you got to see me fail miserably in many ways, and then finally to the point where it was like, hey, we're it doesn't matter how long it takes because we're here together and we're having fun. As you watch me fail at this game terribly. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. Um, let's see. I'm trying to think any of the finer details of this past week. Nothing really crazy happened. Nothing really at work or anything like that. Um, I will say that my workplace has some interesting products that have some interesting names. Let's put it that way. I'm not going to say what the names are, except for one. One of the products at my work, the product descriptions of some of them are just wild. One of them is called a straight male stud. That is an actual part that we have on sale at my workplace. A straight male stud. So make that with what you will. Make that with what you will. I don't know who comes up with these names, but they are particularly interesting. So, and the other part that we found, I'm not going to say exactly what it is, but let's just say that there's the word lock and let's say a synonym for cat. Yeah, it's not the cat that you're thinking of. It's the other type of cat. Lock cat, but a different word. I'm not going to say what the word is because that's not the podcast. This is not the podcast to mention the type of word that it is. It's not very couth, shall we say, but it's interesting words and descriptions that come with the territory of some of these products. And I just wonder, is there any sort of process that of approval that comes with these part number descriptions? I don't know, but somehow they got past the censors, if you will. I don't know. I really don't know where they come from. But yeah, that was an interesting find at my workplace. Also had D&D this week. That was a lot of fun. We discovered some things during the campaign, and it's been the ballad of my character for the past couple weeks because my character has been unraveling his lore very slowly, very carefully, and my character has kind of been like the rock star of this campaign for the past couple weeks. So I'm very happy that my little monk halfling has been has been a has been sort of like the star of the show, as how we say. So it's been nice to be able to kind of drive the storyline and kind of see where it's going to go. So yeah, that's been fun. Man, I'm trying to think. It's been a busy week, so busy to the point where I didn't even know that I completely forgot to record a podcast. But I do want to say thank you all for your continued support on the newest ASMR that went up recently. It has definitely seen a lot of good and a lot of good reaction to just all of you seem to enjoy it, so thank you for liking it so much. I will also pop a link in the description for that if you'd like to see it. And among that, I plan to continue making more, and this whole weekly upload thing has been going very well. I've been able to keep a pretty good and stable schedule when it comes to uploading, so no more sporadicness, as it were. So yeah, I'm glad that I'm able to entertain all of you and continue to be a good source for you. As a matter of fact, one of my friends, one of the ones I saw today, one of the old friends, brought up the fact that he happens to appreciate that what I'm doing, and like the positive things and affirmations that are coming from the videos that I make, and it really meant the world to hear that. And like all of you have said it before, and I really do appreciate all the kind words, and like the fact that you take the time to like listen to this and watch the videos, and you know give your 2 cents, and like everything from the watch time to the likes to the subscriptions, just everything that you've done, just it really means a lot to me. So I want you to know that I do my best not to take it for granted. I want to continue to do what I do as much as I can for as long as I can. So to all of you and all of your support, I thank you so very much for everything that you've done for me, because if it wasn't for you, I would not be here. I would not be here and be able to entertain the way that I do, because you all have given me so much, and I appreciate every single one of you for it. So, on top of that, I've been sleeping a lot. I don't know what it is, but I've fallen asleep on my couch. Excuse me, hiccups. I've fallen asleep on my couch for the past few nights, just randomly. I don't know why, but I fell asleep. I've been falling asleep just like passed out on my couch, and probably because I'm just working so much. But I I mean, it's not a bad thing. I'm glad to be able to put in a hard day's work and then come home and just chill out, relax, and just sleep. It's I've been saying for a long time that I've been trying to catch up on my sleep schedule, and I think it's working. I think it is finally working. I do want to mention, so I may have told this story before, but on the podcast, I don't know if I told it on here or if I told it on stream, but I'll tell it again. But I have a little bit of tidbit of good news for you if you would like to hear it. So I'm going to tell you again, in case you had heard it already. Here it is again. So a couple weeks back, some of you may be familiar with the local gas station here in Ohio. It's called Sheetz. And to those of you who are wondering, Wawa is like the competitor of Sheetz. Wawa is more of like an East Coast thing, like Boston, Philly, like that area. And Sheetz is like the version of Wawa that we have here. And they are in strict competition with one another, weirdly enough. So that's not the point of the story. There was a new Sheetz that got built not too long ago in my city that I live, and there was one night in particular. I went there and I got some gas, and I go in and get whatever, and I go up front to the register and I pay for my stuff, and the lady at the register takes note of my wallet, my my little pocketbook that I carry my money and cards in. Yes, it is the version of the wallet is Kirby. So Kirby, as you know, little pink puffball. He is a design on my wallet. It was a gift from a friend of mine. Shout out to Shonu for that lovely gift for Christmas. So yeah, I have a Kirby wallet, and the lady at the register was ecstatic. She was like, "Oh my gosh, that wallet is so cute. My son would love that. He's all about Kirby. He loves Kirby everything. He would love that type of thing." And I was like, "Oh, thank you. That's so kind." And like we stood there talking for like 5 whole minutes. So apologies to the people behind me, but yeah, we just talked about this wallet for the past 5 minutes, and she kept going on about it, and she was saying stuff like, "I gotta find that for my son. He would love it for his birthday." I'm like, "Oh, okay, really?" So we said our goodbyes, and we had a nice little conversation. It was very sweet. She's a middle-aged woman, so she has a 13-year-old, she told me. And yeah, so I ended up doing something that I don't often do, but it just felt right to me. What I did was, when I got home that night, I looked online and I searched for the wallet, and I found it. I just happened to find it just randomly, and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome, perfect." So I bought a wallet. It was the exact same one that I have, and it got here in 2 days. And I took it back to that Sheets location, and she wasn't working that day. It was basically the next day I took it to the Sheets location that she worked at, and she wasn't there at the time, but I handed it to one of the other employees. I wrote her name on it because she had a little name tag, so I got her name. I wrote her name on it, and I said, "Hey, when you see this person, can you give this little package to them?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, sure, no problem." I was like, "Okay, thank you," and I left. And part of me, a significant part of me was like, "Oh boy, I hope that she actually gets it." Like, there's a chance that at this point you're kind of like throwing it into oblivion, like just hoping that it gets to that person, because I have no other ways or means to, to know if she got it. So what I did was I stuck my email, one of my emails, in the package, just in case she wanted to stay in contact or whatever. Nothing major, just like, hey, let me know that you got it, kind of a thing, right? Because it's based on blind faith at this point. But so I stuck my email on a little notepad inside the package, and I gave it to the employee, and she said, "Okay, I'll give it to her." Cool. And I waited, and then I waited, and I waited some more, and I waited some more. About, I want to say, like 2.5 weeks went by, and I was like, okay, well, maybe at this point, maybe she didn't get it, maybe she did, maybe she's bashful and doesn't want to answer. Who knows what the case is, right? So I just kind of let it go. I was like, you know what? If it is God's will that she gets this wallet, great. If not, no problem. It was only X amount of dollars. It's not that big of a deal. So, but tonight, I check my phone and I get an email, and I'll read it to you now because it's just so kind and sweet, and I love it. And it just, it just really, it really impacted me in a beautiful way. She said, in response to getting the wallet, she said, "Thank you so much for the wallet. It completely blew me away how kind and generous that was. You're so sweet, and I truly thank you." So that was the message that I got tonight from her. And oh my gosh, like, you have no idea what that did to me. It absolutely, it killed me in a good way. It really, really put me in a beautiful spot to just be so grateful and just like so joyous and thankful, and just being like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that she got it. Like, a huge relief in that way. And like, I'm just so glad that, I was able to gift that to her. And, just hearing her talk about her son and how much she loves him and like how much he would love that, just, it really touched my heart. It really did. And the fact that I'm hearing from her tonight after, a long few weeks of wondering, it really meant the world to me. And like, it made me want to cry. It was so beautiful and so kind of her to say that. And yeah, I'm really glad that I got to make that happen for her, and this isn't me, trying to brag or anything like that, but it was a nice little gesture that I thought she needed. And that she struck me as someone, and by the way, I don't know her history at all, but something inside me just said, while I was buying it, just do this for her. She looks like she could use a little bit more joy in her life. And, it's a small thing, but it would make a big difference. Because my guess is, because she has a son, she has a 13-year-old, and she's working at a gas station. That tells me she is a full-time mother, in addition to trying to support her family, because that's hard. It's so hard when you have a young one in your life that you're taking care of, and you also have to work at the same time. So that kind of told me everything I needed to know. Like, she is working so much to provide for her family, and having to work, at that place. And granted, it's probably not the worst place in the world to work, but it's a retail job, so it's hard enough as it is. So I figured, you know what, this little gesture can make the biggest difference. It just seemed like the right decision. And I'm just glad that I got to be that person. I got to be that light for somebody. And yeah, that's in a way I'd like to encourage all of you. Sometimes it's as simple as giving a smile to somebody who needs it, asking how their day is going. I've heard it before. There's things that you can do, like if you're at a drive-through, just give the cashier some extra money and just say, hey, can you put this towards the person behind me? Can you use that to pay for the person behind me? It could be as simple as opening the door for somebody. It could be as simple as helping somebody to their car when they have a bunch of groceries or something. Any little thing that you can do to help a complete stranger, it can make all the difference, really. So, as in her case, I'm just glad that her son is going to enjoy that wallet and he's going to be like blown away by it. And part of me wants to see his reaction, but I know I don't get that luxury. But at the same time, it's just it's really wonderful to know that you can make a difference in somebody's life, even if it's really small. So, and that I think right there is one of the ways that we could change the world, one small act at a time. Doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be extravagant. It could be as simple as listening and hearing somebody's story and contributing to that story in some way. So that's all I have to say about that. Be the light for somebody, even if they're a complete stranger. And that, my friends, is all I have for this podcast. It was a long week, but it was a very simple one at that. And I'm looking forward to MCFC and meeting some of you. I'm looking forward to our next love stream, which we'll be having hopefully this coming weekend. We'll see. And in addition to the Twitch streams, I want to thank you all again for your support on YouTube and Twitch. It's been wonderful to continue to entertain you as much as possible. And yeah, I just want to once again wish you a happy St. Patrick's Day. May the road rise to meet you. A smile always greets you. Actually, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to read the whole, because this is a song. I believe it's by the High Kings. Let me look here. Let's see. It's by Celtic Thunder, actually. My bad. So, this is another little Irish proverb that I want to give you in the form of a song. I won't sing it, but I will read it to you. This is a song performed by Celtic Thunder, and it goes like this. This is my St. Paddy's Day blessing to all of you. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. May the rain fall softly on your fields. Until we meet again, may you keep safe in the gentle, loving arms of God. For everything there is a season, a time for laughter, a time for tears and pain. To all things, God is near, always guiding your way. And there's a little bit more to it. Let me see. Oops, hold on one second. Let's see. Pardon me one second. I need to find, there's an additional line that I can't find for some reason. Let's see. I think it's, may the road rise to meet you, smile always greet you. Smile always. Here we go. Here it is. Okay. May the road rise to meet you, a smile always greet you. May our friendship be always true and strong. And as the sun sets in the west, I wish you all the best. Please God, we'll meet again before too long. So on that note, friends, and all of you and everyone hearing this, I love you all. And I want to wish you the best of luck, the best of love, the best of friendship, and the best of family. And always remember the Latin phrase, Sic Parvis Magna. Remember greatness from small beginnings. Remember where you started and where you're going. Remember the people who brought you up from the start and those who continue to stand by you today. And from where your journey started to your journey's end, there is greatness from the beginning to the end. In the same way, always be you, be yourself. Don't let anyone ever tell you who you can and can't be or what you can and can't do. Remember that no one can do the things quite like you can in this world or in this life. There's never been anyone like you in the past. There will never be anyone like you in the future, and there is no one like you right now. You are unique. You're special, and there is no one like you in this world, or ever will be. So until next time, this is Samson Kitty Fox. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being the best lovers and supporters out there. And until next time, I will talk to you in the next episode. Bye. Bye-bye. Love you all. Meow meow.